This podcast is sponsored by Red Wing Shoes of Fargo. Through March 26th at Red Wing, you can get $10 off insoles with the Ultimate Fit experience, or buy two, get one free on socks, care, and accessories. That's at Red Wing Shoes, 3003 Main Avenue in Fargo. Welcome to the Sports Minute Podcast, brought to you by the sports leader, WDAY. For more scores, highlights, and in-depth analysis, visit inforum.com/sports. And now, here's our latest.
For half of the teams in Minot tonight, championship dreams ended.
The other 8 teams still chasing a championship, Rachel.
That's right, Dana and Kirsten. The girls' Class B state tournament excitement continues, and the number 1 seed is making their first state appearance since 2019. Number 1 seeded Thompson taking on Angeli Cullum Montpelier on WDAY. Starting in the second, Thompson up 7. Sydney Schwabe finds Olivia Dick, who hits nothing but net for 3. Third quarter, EKM trying to mount a comeback. Nora NC hits the triple, barely touches the net, but they're still trailing by 15. Fourth quarter, Tommies build up a big lead when freshman Addie Sage banks in the big shot, and Thompson is heading to the semis, winning 66-43. Garrison back after more than 20 years. Kenmar Bowbells making it third straight. Early in the first, the Honkers on a run, and Brenna Strokeland gets the bucket and the foul to cap the 11-0 run. Second quarter, Garrison would heat up. Mia Gearing on the fast break outruns everyone for the layup to tie it up, and it was all troopers after that. Gearing left wide open. She makes them pay, and Garrison wins 45-33 and advances to the semifinals. Girls hockey state quarterfinals continue in Minot. 2 more teams looking to punch their ticket to the semifinals. Number 2 seeded North South taking on Grand Forks on WDAY Extra. Late in the first, Rebecca Matheson takes a wide shot, and it's redirected off a Knight Rider, and the Spruans lead 1-0. Just a minute later, Kenley Fisher down the middle rips it home, and the Spruans double their lead. Late in the second, on the 2-man advantage, Annika Presting tips it out front to get the Knight Riders on the board, but an empty net goal will surge the Spruans to the semis with a win over Grand Forks 3-1. Mandan and Bismarck's turn to square off on WDAY Extra, starting in the first. Ainsley Johnson drives inside and puts it away to give Bismarck the early lead. Onto the second, a scramble in front of the net, and it's Madison Hurst that ties it up at 1 apiece. And looking to break the tie here all alone, it's Ava Krikorian who beats the goaltender far side, and Bismarck moves on to the Final Four, winning 5-1. And the Moorhead boys hockey team gears up for their 23rd straight Section 8 AA championship game. In East Grand Forks, the Spuds square off against the Roseau Rams. Starting in the second, Moorhead leads 2-0 when Abe Carlson corrals the rebound to extend the lead to 3. The Rams start to make some waves, though. Noah Ernest, atop of the crease, tips it in, and Roseau is just within 2. But the Spuds were relentless in the O-zone. Joey Simonich on the one-timer rebuilds the lead, and the Spuds are heading back to St. Paul with a final score of 8-1. Warroad and East Grand Forks battle it out for the Section 8A title. In the first period, Carson Pilgrim in the slot finds the lower corner, and the Warriors are on the board first. Later in the period, Murray Marvin Cordes on the backhand picks up the rebound to make it 2-0. Onto the second period, Warriors on the power play. Ryan Lund picks up his own rebound, and the Warriors punch their ticket back to the state tournament with a 5-1 win. Here in North Dakota girls basketball, the EDC needs to be decided on who's going to be heading to the state tournament. The number 4 seed Cheyenne taking on the top-ranked Davies at the Shack. Second half, Davies trailing by 7. Fallon Passanante puts up the 3 and drains it. Eagles cut the lead. In the second half, belonged to the Mustangs. Brenna Dick left all alone in the corner, splashes the jumper, and she finished with 28 points as Sheyenne upsets Davies 56-45. Second semifinal, West Fargo and Red River. Winner moves on to the finals. Red River got the ball moving early. Cassidy O'Halloran being wide open in the corner. She hits the 3, but West Fargo answers back on the fast break. Briley Peterson streaking to the basket, gets the layup, and the Packers beat Red River 57-50, and they're moving on to the EDC Final. Now taking a look at some of the girls basketball section play in Minnesota. DGF tops East Grand Forks, moving into the 8AA quarterfinals. And the state quarterfinals are all wrapped up, but we'll have the semifinal matchups all day tomorrow on WDAY and WDAY Extra.
That'll do it for this episode of the WDAY Sports Minute. For the latest sports coverage from across the region, visit inforum.com/sports and follow Inforum Sports on Facebook or Twitter.